All right, everybody, welcome to Psychology for the 2013-14 school year. It's going to be a great year, I think, this year, and it's going to be great because we are going to get to explore all sorts of cool things about the brain, about psychology in general, and what you're going to see this year is a whole bunch of interesting things. First, though, I think what I want to do is talk a little bit about Schoology itself and like what to do when you first land on the psychology page. Okay, so what you see right now is the updates page, and I can leave announcements. I can leave you a video every week like I'm doing now. So as soon as I'm done recording this video is going to go right on this page. So you'll see it right above our little poll here, right? I do want to kind of know how your summer went, so let me know about that. Um, if I had to choose, let's see, what would I pick? I think I would pick summer break was just too short, Got to do some fun things, but now we're back at school and, we're going to be focused on psychology this year. Okay, so when you first land on the page, this is what you see, the updates page, like I said before. In order to get started on the week's work, though, you're going to need to go to materials. So after this video, after watching this video, when you first land on it, you're going to go to materials. You're going to click right here. And as it's loading, I see a little bit more than you see. So these folders here that are grayed out are the ones that are hidden from you. So what you're going to see, though, is quarter one and course info. So if you need to know where we're going in the class, if you need to know my contact information, if you need to know how we're grading things, if you need to know what resources you have for the class, this is where you look. Okay, so the teacher info is, of course, all about me. My name is David Brysh, and I think we've probably met already. But if we haven't, then welcome to the class. Welcome to APS Online. These are my vitals here, so it's a little bit of a bio about me and my email address and phone number. So if you ever need to get in touch with me, that is where you go. Also in here is a syllabus for the class, which is kind of an outline of everything that's going to happen this year. There's also a pacing guide, which comes from the district, so it's just a link to the district's pacing guide. And a pacing guide is an overarching kind of document that shows all the standards we're going to cover, all the information we'll cover, all the essential questions we'll ask, all that good stuff. So if you're really interested, you can click in there and check it out. Resources, we have a couple of things we'll be using this year, and this folder will fill up as you find things, as I find things. Here's a link to the DSM, the Diagnostic and Statistical Manual for Mental Disorders. We're going to use that later on this year. I have a folder here about how to do research, which you'll see next week. We'll be kind of exploring that because we'll do a little bit of research into a famous psychologist, so that'll be pretty fun. And then the last folder here is rubrics. So if you want to know how you're being graded, you can click into the rubrics there, and that will show you. More on that in the upcoming weeks as we do assignments that have to do with the rubrics, okay? So, like I said, when we go back out to the page here, click on materials there, the folder that has all of the things that you're going to need is called quarter one, okay? So you click into quarter one, and you're going to see a couple folders in here. One is webinars. So our first webinar is going to be not this Friday, but next Friday. It's the 16th, I believe. And you'll get a little reminder on your home page. It'll say, reminder upcoming events. One of the upcoming events will be our webinar. So this week, though, we're going to focus on just getting to know Schoology and that sort of thing. So we're not going to do a webinar this week that's going to be recorded. I'm going to get on Friday. So if you want to come with me on Friday, we'll meet there. We'll kind of talk about how things are going, making sure that everybody can log in and do what they need to do. Okay, so that's the webinar folder. Once we start recording things, that'll go in that folder too. So the live link will be in there, and then the recordings will be in there as well. The other place to look for the live link is it's always in this bottom left-hand corner. I don't know if you can see this, hopefully. But under the information for me, there's my phone number, my email address. Fridays at 11 is our time to meet as a class and do webinars. So you can just click on here Friday at, we'll say 10:45, so you're a little bit early, right? And you click in there, and that'll take you right to the site. And then you'll see my smiling face to greet you. PowerPoint probably we'll talk about, and that sort of thing. Okay, so when you click into the folder Unit 1, you click onto that. It's our Intro to Psychology. You can see it's going to last 2 weeks long. The first week here is all about getting to know you. Okay, so you have a couple things for me, and then the major thing you're going to be doing this week, though, is working on your introduction to online learning so that you become a good student of online I don't know, like online, what would I say? Online-ness. You can see a couple of things. I have every week a getting to know, the title of it, the Getting to Know Everyone's Brains, and then I have a list of things to accomplish during the week, right? So, for instance, you need to watch our first webinar, which we're going to have on Friday. And then you need to complete the assignment, email me, so I have your email info. You need to post into our first discussion, favorites, that's what this is here, is a discussion. You're going to gather a picture from the internet and place it in our media album, What is Psychology, so we can kind of get to know you. And then I have a reminder here, make sure you do the Introduction to Online Learning course. It has to be done by Monday, August 12th. So you want to get that done as fast as possible. It's really only 5 days worth of work. If you have any sort of computer knowledge at all, you can probably get it done in, 3-4 hours. So it's not a big deal, but in terms of work, but it is a big deal in terms of, knowing what you're going to do as an online student this year. So this is an assignment. You can tell that by the pencil and the paper, right? Your first assignment is going to be to email me. So we definitely need to do that. The second thing here is in the favorites is a discussion. So when you click into a discussion, your job is to post in here. Now I kind of want to know a little bit about you. Look, Emma's already posted in here. I knew that from earlier today. So apparently her favorite film is The Lorax. I think my favorite film is better than her favorite film. You can judge for yourself though. But I want to know your favorite musician or band, or if you can't think of a band or a musician that you like the best. I listed a lot, as you could tell. But you can just have one band, or you can have a whole genre if you like. I want to know your ice cream flavor. I want to know your vacation destination that you've visited. I want to know your favorite aspect of the brain or psychology. So that's kind of a getting to know you question. Now you can see that Emma posted here. So what I'm going to do later on is hit this reply, and I'm going to reply to her like, hey, I really like the Lorax too, or electronic dance music. That's pretty cool. Right? So what you want to do for discussions are a couple things. You want to post your own answers to the question, obviously, and then you also want to respond to other people's. So this should let you know a little bit about all of your classmates. So you can post into another classmate and say, hey, that's a pretty interesting vacation destination. Why do you pick that? That sort of thing, right? You could say, hey, I like that band too, or that's a great movie, or if you like that movie, you should think of this movie, that kind of thing. Okay? You want to post every week 3 times. Okay? We go Friday to Friday. So, starting this Friday, I want you to post in here at least 3 times. That is proficient kind of work. That sounds like a discussion. We want to make this look like a discussion. Okay? All right, so if we go back to Unit 1 here, we have an assignment, email me, so I have your email address. That's going to come in handy because I'm going to be emailing you. And then we have a discussion, favorite, so post in there. And then this is a media album. So I wanted to kind of show you this because a lot of people haven't really, posted into a media album before. The question that we're trying to answer, or the topic that we're trying to answer, is what do you picture when you think of psychology, right? So I went first, and I picked 3 pictures from the internet that that I put in here that represent psychology to me, right? So I have the album cover, what is psychology, but there, one picture I put in here is, click on it here. It's an ancient sort of Egyptian hieroglyphic about how they viewed the brain and how its importance. So you can see a mummy there, a person being mummified there, and the uh, practitioners there have, are taking out his organs, and they would put them in jars so you could be buried with them. But the ancient Egyptians were the first people to create diagrams of the brain. So when they were taking the organs out of the body, they were studying them too, which I thought was really interesting. And so what you're going to do is do something like this, right? You're going to, let's go back so I can show you how to get into adding media. So up here in the right-hand corner is a little button that says Add Media. So you just click onto the Add Media button, and you can take a picture anywhere. I just use Google Images. That's what I did. So you could, once you think of something to look for psychology, I Googled ancient Egyptians and psychology to come up with that image there. And then here's another one. This is what I think of when I think of psychology now. When I'm going through my master's courses in psych, this is what we do. This is a counseling session, right? And you have a psychologist on the right and a client on the left. And what they're doing is, talk therapy, basically, right? So this is a version of applied psychology. We'll talk a little bit about the difference between applied psychology and experimental psychology. But what you want to do for this album, it's really easy. You just go to the internet. You can go to Google, probably the easiest place, and you want to think in your mind. What can I search for? When I think of psychology, what do I think of? Some people think of Freud. Some people think of couches. Some people think of people in white lab coats doing experiments with dogs. Like Pavlov did. So whatever you think of psychology, post in here with a little caption, saying what it's about. And then by the end of the week, we'll have, everybody will post a picture, and then we'll have kind of a conception of what everybody thinks of psychology. So that should be pretty cool. It's really easy this week because we're just trying to get to know each other. So, nothing too tough, hopefully. But if you run into problems logging in, if you have questions about how to do an assignment, or the questions will come up. So when you have questions, make sure that you connect with me, okay? My email address is over here on the left-hand side. My phone number is here too, so you can call or text. But let me know how you're doing and if you need any help, all right? Okay, so that's pretty much it for this week. You can see what's going to happen next week if you want, because this is all together. We're going to start in on what is psychology and how is it used in different areas of our society. So you can kind of see what's coming up next week. But for this week, you just need to do 3 things and then work on your introduction to online learning. All right. Now, all the teachers are in there grading things and talking to people and everything. So make sure that that you just try your best in the introduction to online learning, and I will see you in there because it's my responsibility to grade the discussion boards in there. So I will see you in there, and I'll see you around campus this week. We don't quite have Gateway open yet. It's going to be open on Monday. So if you want to stop by Gateway, that's fine. You have to wait till Monday, though. Okay. But other than that, you can see me around. All right. So give me a call, text, or email when you have questions, and I'm going to see you on Friday for our first webinar. All right. Okay. See you then.